All right, so everybody's quiet now that I started recording. Y'all are fucking losers.
But do you understand what I was saying, Double D, about like how
there's a correlation between height and dictatorship?
No, not that one.
Oh, the other one.
But we should do a study on that.
A study?
Yeah, we should do a study.
Like the No Filter podcast study?
Yes.
According to the No Filter podcast study, we surveyed 100 people, and 100 people said that dictators are only 5'6" and lower.
I'm not going to go off of what people say. I'm just going to find the most douches that I can find and basically take down their height and weight.
All right. So
every douche I come past, at a party, wherever, I'm just like, you just seem like you would be a dictator. What's your height?
I want to start trying this. The joke of the day. I'm going to pray like mom. Oh, God. Oh, God. Don't stop. Oh, God. Jesus, yes. Oh, God.
Oh, boy.
Mom, imagine that at the dinner table on Christmas.
Yeah. Timmy, do you want to say the prayer?
Yes, I want to say the prayer.
I have a joke
Go
to
ahead,
tell.
sweetie.
All right. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God.
Oh,
yes, God.
Timmy.
Oh, God. Yes, God.
No.
Oh, God. Oh, God. No.
Bad
don't
Timmy.
Stop. Don't.
Bad
stop.
Timmy.
Don't stop. God. Jesus. Amen.
This is a dangerous groups that we're dealing with now.
No filter.
No filter.
No filter.
No filter.
Welcome to No Filter.
The No Filter.
No filter.
The No Filter podcast, which is
An EMP network production.
in this show you'll encounter nothing but straight talk, no PC.
No PC.
No PC consistency.
Please note that the
Opinions from the host.
Are not a reflection of the EMP network. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening.
Thanks for listening,
Thanks for opening up your ears and your minds.
and we hope you like this one.
Mom's like, can you pass the biscuits? She's like completely disregarding everything that's going on.
You know how moms always try to ignore like the whole controversial thing at
The
dinners,
awkward thing.
She's like,
everybody's
what? That's how I pray.
I don't know. You're just not getting pleasured by.
I don't
God.
know where
That's
he
your
got
problem.
that from. I have
Jesus
no idea.
pleasures me.
But no,
Anyway, hey,
talking-
hold on. Let me bring us in.
Okay.
Hey, guys, welcome to No Filter. I am your host, Remorseless, and I'm here with Double D.
Hey, what's up?
And I'm here with the Joan of Art, the Art of War, the Quiet Storm.
Howdy.
And we're rocking. That was a nice little win.
But you see how I
That's
lost
the quiet
control there?
storm.
You see how I lost, like, how I started to lose the game?
Oh, yeah.
At the end of the fucking fourth quarter. I was right there. What happened?
Fumbled.
Fumbled.
You called a pass play on the 1 yard line. Shout out to Seattle.
Crazy, man. Yeah, I didn't convert. 4th and 1. I didn't convert.
Yeah, you got to be more diligent.
You had a
Right there.
completely winning season, and then you lost the Super Bowl like
Right
the
there.
Patriots did.
But I know how to win this franchise back. I know how to win this thing back.
Let me tell you something.
Do
you
you?
need to.
Are you sure?
So I think what it is that you have to just, kind of to diffuse the situation for the time being, you have to kind of just like, you know what? Let's move on to the next subject. Let's go forward. Forget the fight.
If you're
But
going to
bring that
marry,
fight-
if you're going
But
to
the
marry
thing is,
anybody,
you do that with everything. It seems like.
No, not everything.
he is.
you never come back
He
around
is
to it.
very evasive. He is very
O-
evasive.
only
when it comes
only
to-
when it comes to altercations in a like if they're getting heated, like that was getting like we were. It's a long distance, so we're on the phone. It's just like why don't we just come back to that? Like because I know she's not going to forget
Yeah,
me.
you're
I'm
gonna,
very
You're going to
forgetful.
fuck up our phone boning, baby. Come on. What are you doing?
I'm very forgetful. She's not going to forget, so she'll remind me and make sure I stay on.
So
point
you're
and on
gonna
topic.
you're gonna duo her, and you're gonna look at your phone, and she's just gonna have her eyebrows down the whole time. Like, come on, baby, take your shirt off. Take your shirt off.
Nah,
You should make a note of it in your calendar
To bring it up?
and bring it up
randomly.
just randomly, and she'll be so impressed.
That's a good idea, man.
But
That's a
it
good
also
idea.
depends on because the thing is, my solution to like relationship issues and stuff. You can ask my wife. Like, it's
my wife.
it's you have to like obviously when you get frustrated and all the tempers rise and shit like that, you have to like you do get away from that and then but you do have to revisit it, and even though you will have those same emotions, you won't be as livid as you were at the initial thing.
Hopefully
and
not.
even if you are, you have to stop again until like you get to a point. Like sometimes me and my wife will go like 2-3 days without talking just because as soon as we bring that up, we'll get frustrated again. So we'll be like, we'll be cool, like, yeah, well, I gotta go here. I gotta go to the store. You need anything? But it has like a snap to it still because we're still frustrated. But that also shows us that we're not at the point where we can talk about what's going on.
Right. You still have to communicate about simple tasks and shit, like day-to-day shit.
And speaking of that, that actually moves to our topic. But I want to hear what you have to say about that, Art, because you always like. But you being a single guy,
Juking and jiving.
Yeah, juking and jiving.
Yeah, I mean, so in that regard, like I said, I know her very well, so I understand. I know how she argues, you know, and similar to what kind of like what Bill Burr said, when she's right, she's going to argue the point and make sure that you're on point. But if she's wrong, she's going to go rogue. She's going to concoct this crazy ass statement to get you all frustrated, and you're going to just flip your shit and you're going to say something. Then when you say something, it's going to trump the original argument, and then that's how you lose.
That's kind of how most like arguments are, especially if that person has their back up against the wall. They start deflecting, or they'll throw out a red herring and just change it. Like my wife tries to do that too, and I'm like, that's not what we're talking about. So what are we talking about now? Are we talking about this? Or are we talking about that? Are we talking about the original thing that we were arguing about?
That's why it's just,
are we talking about what you want to bring up? We can talk about that later. Let's go ahead and talk about this right now because all you're doing is snapping. You're not. This isn't.
But
productive.
you see how much confusion it causes. Like, why can't we just move on and just return maybe at another time?
If somebody feels like if I walk up to you and I go to punch you in the face, you're going to try to dodge it or you're going to try to block it. You're not going to sit there and let me punch you in the face.
That's physical. Relax.
It's obviously a metaphor.
How did we get here?
Yes.
It's obviously a metaphor. So what I'm saying
maybe
is,
not the best.
What I'm
whenever
saying
we're talking
is,
about arguing with your girl.
Yeah. See, and now we're in this room. We're in a whole nother room now, guys.
Anyway, what I'm saying is like so. Even verbally, if somebody feels like they're going to be attacked, they're going to try to find a defense. No matter what that defense is, it can be a deflection, it can be a red herring, it can be a block, it can be anything. It can be you'll say, well, "Yeah, well, you did this." No, I didn't. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. No, I didn't. Like, yeah, you find a way to defend yourself.
But now, okay, so when you revisit it and it continues to happen, then what do you do?
It's frustrating, but you just have to continuously revisit. If it's a situation where it's something that's not going to come to an end, like it's always going to have that, you're always going to have that tension. Well, I'm just saying from my relationship or just from me in general, you have to discuss it. You have to get it out. It may just be the fact that I have OCD and I will literally obsess over something that I have an issue with. You know what I'm saying? Over like continuously.
Pussy.
So with that being said, I literally have to talk about it with whomever it is I have smoke with. I have to bring the smoke to them.
I just like to diffuse the situation for the time being and just move on to something else and create happy times.
Yeah, but
are you doing that because your emotions are heightened, like he's been saying, and you don't want to? Obviously, you don't want to argue while your emotions are ramped up for either one of you. So that's
Absolutely.
what he was saying.
What it is, yeah.
Table it until your emotions, both of you, aren't like that. So are your emotions ramped up like that, or you're just like any kind of confrontation, you're like, I don't want to deal with this?
No. I think I'm very confrontational. It's just that with her, it's all right. So look, I may say something that may just let's move on.
That's exactly.
So it's when the emotions are heightened, and it's just, you know what? Now's not the best time for this. We'll come back. And if it continues to happen, then it's just like we're just going to
on the same subject. It continues to happen.
If it does,
we see something pretty fucking big, dude.
Exactly.
If you can't talk about it at least once.
Well, it doesn't really necessarily mean that it's big. I just think it's just something that we just don't. Good one. I just think it's something that we just don't agree on, and we just can't come to a mutual understanding on. So it's just, okay, that's how you feel, that's how I feel, let's just walk away from it.
Well, you guys are trying to force understanding with each other. That's what you're...
No, well, that's what she's doing. And I'm like, listen, my views are contrary to what you're thinking and what your views are. So why can't we just let that be that?
Agree to disagree.
Can't we just mere civility, guys? Why can't it just be that? Like, that's if it continues to happen. But for the first time, usually when an issue comes up, I'm just like, all right, well, why don't we just come on? Like, I don't want to fight right now.
Yeah, like I would tell, like if like I get into a discussion with my wife that turns into an argument, and I actually get frustrated. I'll find a way to calm. Even if she's trying to talk to me, I'll be like, look, I don't really care about what you have to say right now. I'm not in the right mindset to sit here and argue with you right now. I really don't care about what you have to say. You got to leave me alone. Because you need that time to cool down. Because if you don't have that time to cool down, that's when it really goes bad. Like when
you start saying shit that you don't mean.
You don't really mean, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And like, you know me, I hold people accountable for what they say. Even when I'm mad, I say the same shit. I may say it even sharper. And yeah, I don't. And so like I'm pretty consistent, mad or the same, but I know my wife isn't. So it's not necessarily me being frustrated. Like what I'll do is I'll be sharp and I'll say something to piss you off. You know what I'm saying? And it would normally be something to piss you off, but it wouldn't be this bad if we weren't already angry. Like it'll go from you'll be at 0, you'll go to 5. But if we're already at 5, you'll go to 10. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, for sure.
So it's more like, look, I don't care about what you have to say right now. You got it. I gotta go. I'll leave the house. I'll literally get in my truck, drive down the street, and park down the street for like an hour. Like
that's what.
And just sit there and then I'll come in the house. I won't say anything to her. I'll take a shower. I'll go to sleep.
Why do you think there are all those guys at those 24-hour Walmarts at like 11 o'clock at night? You go down the street, just go to fucking Walmart.
No, because I'm
we needed bread and toilet paper anyway.
I'm gonna buy something.
They're always walking through. I'm always looking at their facial expression. I'm like, oh, he just must got in a fight. Yeah.
Hey Google, broadcast the message.
What's the message?
Can one of you guys bring me up a water, please?
But but that's what I was asking. Like, so if it's repeated, right, and you guys can't come to a consensus on it, then what do you do? Because I'm the agree to disagree guy. That's why I was saying, like,
it depends on what it is. It depends on what it is. It's like, all right, well, you feel that way, I feel this way. Like how I feel, like I'm the person that is like, I'm not going to try to control what you think, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to maneuver myself accordingly. You know what I'm saying? So
slithery bastard.
So how I am is more like, if we don't agree on something, it's just like, all right, well, you believe that and I believe that. I like, my wife is no exception to the agree to disagree. She's not. And as a matter of fact, she should be come on in. She should be the least of an exception to it, because we're together and we're married. So thank you, babies. You gonna say hi to the listeners? No? All right.
That's amazing. Keep that in there.
But she was bringing it up.
She brought you your shit water. Okay.
You're such a hater.
You couldn't wait.
Did you taste this yet?
No, I don't want to.
Wow, because you're afraid that it's going to change your life?
I'm biased because you told me that it's a recycled fucking carton.
I said it's a recyclable carton.
Oh.
It says it on the cover. It says it on the thing.
I thought it said it was recycled.
No.
They were making the earth better, and what they decided to do was kill you by fucking cartoning your fucking water with recyclable.
I would never drink
cardboard.
Like, I don't see, Double D, you do this. You like fill cartons up over and over again. I can't do that.
Why not?
Oh,
it's so disgusting.
You fill cartons up? Like cardboard?
No, he fills bottles up.
Bottles?
Oh,
like
I'll use the same water bottle
bottles
for like
up again.
2-3 months.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, you know that plastic gets contaminated quicker than like stainless steel.
And the funny thing is,
I don't only live once.
Hey guys, this has metal in it. It has a little tin in it, and it actually says this is a fresh thing.
Is that aluminum?
It says this is a fresh thing, and feel free to put tap water in it, as many refills as you want.
Is that aluminum that's in there?
Probably not. I don't think you can use that with food.
I think it's tin, like aluminum foil. Like foil.
Aluminum,
like foil. I think because it has foil on the inside. Yeah,
I think there's a foil. Oh, I think it's aluminum on the inside. Of that.
Okay.
That's why it probably preserves well.
Yeah. Hey, I figure if there is any like small germs or anything that start collecting, just build up my immunity. That's how I look at it. That way, if I ever come in contact with something big, I'll be like, I got immunity.
What the hell were we talking about?
If you come in contact with a Bengal tiger, what do you do?
Fucking pet it, dude.
Pet it.
Pet
No,
it.
we're not bringing.
Tiger Lady's back.
Oh yeah, baby.
It just
Double D.
that just reminded
Hey,
me instantly
baby.
of
How are you doing?
Oh, I've been looking for you. Need some of that tiger love.
so
All
is
right,
it,
now you're getting creepy. I'm out of here.
Bye.
Turning into the scared because she liked playing hard. She liked when you were playing hard to get.
Oh, now she doesn't
liked
like it?
She's Tiger Lady, so she liked the hunt. But
Yeah.
now you want to bang Tiger Lady, so she's like,
not
whoa,
fun
wait
for
a
her
minute.
anymore.
Yeah, she doesn't like the hunt anymore.
All right.
Do you think guys like the hunt? Like single guys, like the chick that's harder to get. Do you think guys like the hunt?
Not at 30. Nah, not at all.
That I can see. I can see that.
It depends. I think, in my opinion, it's like if they're doing it on purpose, like too much, but it's like, all right, quit playing games.
Yeah, so we're like at a Christmas party, and there's like someone who she probably likes me. I can kind of tell, but then she's giving me it's kind of cute, right? Mm-hmm. But if you're being a dick,
Yeah.
but you really like me and you're being a dick to me, nah, I'm not
Yeah.
chasing that.
So
shit.
you
That's
don't
too
like
far.
this. So you don't
Way
like
too
the
much.
schoolyard thing, like how she hits you and she's like, "You're ugly. I don't like you." But she
No,
really
that's
likes you.
cute right there. That's cute. But then the whole because I've had this happen before. I've been like at a party and then I've been like really digging some chicks. I've tried to, attempt to make conversation and she's giving me like the cold shoulder.
Ladies and gentlemen,
and then
here comes an art story.
whoever's party it was, say it would be my friend, his girlfriend would tell him, oh, she was really into him. What's his number? Like, did I not just sit here and try to? No, fuck that. Because you're not going to continue to do that. No, if that's your way of being sexy and being flirtatious, then it's not funny. It's non-humorous.
Now, I obviously I'm not a woman. Shut the fuck up, guys. Obviously, I'm not a woman, so I'm going to try my best
Used
to
to be,
speak
at
for him.
least.
But it's like maybe it's the fact that she's not like she's used to guys coming on to her. And like, so when she's really into somebody, she doesn't really know how to act. Like, we're straightforward because we have to be straightforward to women.
But that's what I'm saying.
But
At 30, if
women-
you don't know how to act, then I don't want to deal with
But
that.
if that's how but if that was her whole life, that's the only thing she knows. You know what I'm saying?
Trust me, if she's fine, she's been getting talked to by guys for a long time.
Yeah,
in
but
her life.
she doesn't talk to exactly. She's been getting talked to by
Okay,
guys.
so what do you do in response? Like, you just like sit here and just what do you do in response?
No, I think you responded properly.
What?
I'd have been like, look, listen. She's not getting my number.
You can't go to your fucking friend and tell her to tell my buddy to have me text my number.
I'm lost. What's going on?
So, okay, all right. So okay, I'm gonna paint the picture. Okay, I'm at a party.
Okay.
All my stories just they're
You're
like
at a party.
filmed by me. They're directed by me. They only include me. I'm the
Art
main
stories,
star.
ladies and
I'm
gentlemen.
everything. In the
I'm going to
story,
make a
right?
drop for your stories.
So say I'm at a party, and there's this cute girl there. I'm like, oh man, who's that? And he's like, oh, that's such and such. So I attempt to go, hey, how's everything going? I'm Art. Nice to meet you. And through the night, I'm throwing things at her. She can tell she could tell that I'm into her, right?
Why? She's probably ducking all the shit you're throwing at her.
Nah.
I heard about this guy.
Anywho, but then she's really into me, but she's not showing any of it. I'm like,
Okay.
what the hell is going on with her? So then I go to my buddy. She's not nice. So then,
Wow. He's not going to be able to drink anything for a week. All that shit's just going to fly through his lip that he bit.
so then it comes down to it. I leave the party. I'm like, man, I just ate shit hard there, right? And then I get a text from him saying, oh, such and such was really into you. She wants
girl
your
you
number.
were talking to.
Yes.
Okay.
Like, come on. At 30, I'm not dealing with that shit. Like, I'm not dealing with that.
Maybe she just doesn't know. I got to side with remorseless on this, man.
Boop, boop, boop.
We're adults, man. Like, I need
know,
you to
and
just.
I'm not disagreeing with you, cuz I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm not disagreeing with you at all. She should be like, look, man, I'm kind of feeling you. You know what I'm saying? Like how we have to do to them, I think that they should have to do to us. But if you're the what is it, the if you're the talkie and not the talker, when you have to become the talker, you don't know how to do it because you've always been the talkie.
I get that. That's cute. But if I'm sitting here and I'm giving you conversation and I'm like, okay, well, do you have a boyfriend? And you do something to curve that, and then you ask your friend later to get my number, I'm not dealing with that.
Let me tell you something.
I
Woman logic would be, well, I didn't want to feel like I was easy for him.
Okay, so you just wanted to make my life a living fucking hell? Like, is that what you were trying to do? Because
Hey, you should see my hat that I'm wearing to work today on a crazy hat day. Wait till
yeah?
you see it. Wait till you see it. It's lit. I'm gonna show you downstairs before you leave.
All right.
anyway.
All right.
But yeah, I've gotten that before.
So so a little bit like the nuance of flirting, the back and forth, the push and pull of that's flirting,
It's
right?
flirting,
Between
yeah.
a man and a woman.
Yin
But
and
if it's
yang.
one-sided and
If
I don't
it's
feel
one-sided,
welcome,
absolutely.
then I'm going to walk away. I don't want to bother you.
Yeah. I mean, you're giving the opposite message
Yeah.
of I'm
But
interested
then
in you.
it's I'm
Like
interested
Hitch said, it's
hours
always
later.
the giant fuck off you have written on your forehead too.
That's what it is, right?
That's like my favorite. That's like one of my favorite movies.
But for a lot of guys, they'll take that. Oh, she is? All right, well, yeah, give her my number.
And
but then how do
exactly.
you
But see,
resolve
that's
that
the
on the
thing.
next
But
date?
that's the thing.
How do you resolve that on the date you guys go on?
You don't talk about it. All right, that's the thing. Just like you said, other guys would be like, "Yeah, oh, she's into me. Give her my number." That may have been her move. Like that's what I'm saying.
Probably
like
all
you're
the time.
exactly. So
Yeah.
you're not necessarily. You don't know exactly you don't know the other dudes that she's
That's-
fucking with. She may be fucking with some dudes that's like, all right, well,
That's probably just her approach to
Yeah.
most of those situations.
because
But that's
because
very
it's a
childish to me.
successful thing. It's like on How I Met Your Mother, the naked man works 2 out of 3 times,
Yeah.
right? The guy goes in the house,
It
he
works.
strips butt ass naked, and 2 out of 3 times the chicks will sleep with him.
All right, well,
or was it
that's-
2 out of
that's-
3 or was it 1 out of 3?
No, it was 2 out of 3.
Was it?
Yeah,
I hope.
because Robin slept with him, and Ted's wife's roommate slept with him.
Okay.
I'm afraid to do that.
No, but no, but
No, I get what you're saying, though.
The point that I'm making is that may
If it
be
works,
her
it
move.
works.
If it works, it works. Exactly.
It's just so crazy. Like that, you have to. That's so.
You got to think there's 7.5 billion people in the world.
Yeah.
I mean,
Not
you
everyone
gotta
thinks the
allow
way I-
for
yeah.
Law of
instant-
averages.
That's
yeah.
a one-off. Yeah.
The funny thing is like this is what I love the most too, because everybody wants to be treated differently. Like when it comes to everything that you've everybody turn their phones down. When it comes to everything that you have
you, man.
learned, yeah,
Turn your
it was my
phones
phone.
down.
Talk to us.
Turn your
Mine's
phones
down.
I know.
This
I just
guy.
wanted everybody to jump out the window with me, but fuck y'all. But it's like when you're in a relationship and the girl doesn't want the same flowers that you brought to the previous girl, meaning the same type of bouquet that you bought for the previous girl and different things like that.
I
And
love
it's like, okay, so I'm supposed to just reset everything. It's impossible
No.
because how do you know
Dude, that's like one
what
of the
worked?
That's
one of the
disrespectful.
first things I find out from them, what their favorite flower is.
No, but the point that I'm making is, how do you know what worked? Like fucking, for example. I tried these positions out on somebody else in order for me to know that you will find pleasure in them, or you may like
Right, so
for
it-
the percentage to rise and lower. Like,
I don't want
That's the
you
way
to-
you start
I don't want you
off,
to fuck
right?
me
But-
like that. You fuck somebody else like
yeah,
that.
don't fuck that bitch like you fuck me. I mean, don't fuck me like you fuck those other bitches. Okay, so
There's
you
only
need
one-
a starting point. You got to fall into a groove eventually.
Yeah.
But I mean, when you're first coming on, man.
yeah, so like
That's why,
and you have to use, and you're using experience. It's just like living life. You're using your experience to live life. It's the same thing with relationships.
But that's why I always do missionary. 69% of the world is programmed to fuck missionary. She can't have
69%.
You like how I use that? You see how I like that? But look, there's nothing she can say about that. If you're giving her the
No, she's gonna say you fucked every single bitch that you were with this way.
and
You
then I'm
wanna
gonna
know
go,
why?
She gonna
will you
say
show me a
bitch?
guy that has not well
She's definitely gonna say bitch. Women call women bitches way more than guys call women bitches. My wife, every chick that my wife calls every chick a bitch. Everyone. Every
didn't know
single,
that.
especially if it's like, I'm like, yeah, well, I'm gonna go to the bar, and she's gonna be like, them other bitches better not be around you.
Oh yeah, I've
I'm-
heard that.
Oh,
but
I'm going to the store in my pajamas and no underwear. Oh, those bitches are gonna be looking at your dick. Like,
But how do they
all
approach
right,
each other?
you need to relax.
Like, do they approach one another with that? Because like
hey,
with guys,
bitch, what's up? Yeah, they do.
really?
They
Because
do.
like
They do.
me, when I see
bitch
you,
is like bitch to a female. Bitch from female to female is like bro from guy to guy.
yeah, we're like, bro, hey, what's up, pussy? Like that's how we talk, right? Like,
Right,
but
right.
like, how do women? They really say, hey?
Yeah.
Oh wow,
100%.
I don't think that's a universal thing.
can't be.
No,
That's definitely from my experience.
I think it's probably a cultural thing.
I don't know because I mean even
I'm telling you it is.
even in split cultures, like even in other cultures,
Wait.
I've experienced multiple like
Wait.
cultures, even
Like what?
like the black culture and the white culture.
No, outside of that.
I mean,
See,
all the
it has
other
to be a
cultures,
cultural thing.
I mean, yeah. But I'm just
No,
saying.
all those
but I'm
Korean
just saying,
girls.
But, yeah, those Korean girls walk over to. Yeah, look at this. I don't even know. I didn't want to do the Korean accent, Double D. Shout out to you being racist. No, but sorry, accidentally. You know, I'm not gonna say it. But yeah. So I mean, I'm just saying it's obviously in multiple cultures. But yeah, I
it's
can
the
see
same
how
culture.
It's a cultural thing.
It may be different races, but it's still the same culture.
Yeah.
So you can be white and black and be in the same
And
culture.
live in the same culture.
Yeah, but
like,
but you don't have to be. Like
No, I didn't say
like
you have
I've
to be. I'm
heard
just
two,
saying
but that's what I'm saying. I've heard two people from completely different world. I've heard two dialogues from completely different worlds with that exact same thing.
so completely two completely different cultures. You've heard the same dialogue.
Yes, because you want to know something, and this is a question I have to ask you, because the worst thing you can call a black woman is a bitch, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the worst thing you can call a white girl is a cunt. Isn't that the word?
You know
Yeah.
what? That's
So why? What like?
I think
Do
that-
you know the origins of that, or how it happened, or anything like that?
What? Why it's so offensive?
well,
Yeah.
why they differ.
Oh, why they differ? I have no idea.
Is it
I've
just-
never
is
understood
just
it
a-
either.
Is it
Like-
just a different word, same meaning type of situation?
I just know that a lot of women, like 98% of women, hate the word cunt. A lot of guys
But
too.
look-
I don't
no,
even.
no,
use
that's
it.
definitely a cultural thing.
But that's a cultural thing
definitely a cultural thing.
because I've like if you call a black woman that, they're just going to be like,
Yeah.
okay.
I don't-
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I promise you.
That's 100%.
It's a weird thing.
Like
Yeah.
you can even call my wife it, and she's like, so. But if you call her a bitch, she'll knock you the
See,
fuck out.
I don't even like to use it myself.
You know what? I heard it. I used to hear it a lot in like elementary. Like, man, I went to school with some kids, man. They
You go to school with remorseless over here?
Nah, not
No,
quite.
they use
but,
bitches in my school. They ain't use
But
cunts.
but yeah, like so I went to school at they used the word, that word a lot, but I never understood what it meant because I never like the movies that I watched when I was younger, more black actresses and actors and stuff like that. So I've never heard that word.
Oh wow.
yeah,
and
I
then
first heard
when I
that
never
word.
thought about
Go
that
ahead,
before.
continue.
When I got to college is when I first realized how offensive it is to white women. Yeah, it's
I
weird,
remember
man.
when I first heard that word. I was at it was like I'll say like 8 years ago. I first started getting into a electronics job, and one of my coworkers, he was black, and he said that a chick he did call her a bitch, but she said that he called her the C word, and he was like I was like, wait, what? And he was like, yeah. I was like, what is that? He was like, that's just the white people's way of saying bitch. And I was like, and that was a great definition to me.
That was how it was
That was a
correlated.
great definition
It was
to me
always
because
correlated like that.
I legitimately did not know what it meant.
I reserve it for the most hated of women that
for things
that
that
I've
you
come
can
across.
say, like the things you can say, that's probably the most detrimental.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
That's like the worst of the worst to call a
I
woman.
never understood it. I would just be like, why are you so upset? It's not really because I've had
that's interesting.
I've had
I-
white
yeah.
women in my day. I love all women.
Yeah, but see,
I'm
the
colorblind.
funny
I-
thing
I
is-
use it 'cause
the
I
funny
think
thing
it's
is
hilarious.
the white women
when,
that I've
to
had
call them that?
No. I'm sorry. Just like for comedy
Whoa,
purposes.
whoa.
Yeah, I think it's hilarious.
Danger,
to call
Will
women
Robinson,
I date.
danger.
But you call your friends stuff like that, right?
Yeah, only again, I reserve it for like
Guys, like
specific comedic timing.
right, like
No.
so it's just like hey pussy, like it's like saying stuff like that, right?
No,
Like,
but
No, even in casual conversation like that, I don't think I wouldn't use it.
No, I'm talking about like if say you're with your buddies and you'd be like, hey, pussy or something like it's
Yeah.
something like you throw out there like that to where the group of people that you're saying it to aren't going to take offense to it. Like you're saying it like you said it has a certain comedic value.
Yeah.
So like I was so removed from that word, like I legitimately did not know what it was.
Oh, wow.
You know, but even the funny thing is, even the white women that I fucked with, they didn't take offense to that word because they were on the bitch train.
They identified.
They were on the
culture.
bitch train. Yeah, it was a completely different culture. So they identified with bitch more than that other word.
So they would be more upset if you called them a bitch than a cunt.
Absolutely.
Oh wow,
That's what I've seen as well.
That is insane.
Isn't that crazy?
That is.
That's just it's just a cultural thing.
Like I'm telling you, if you ask a lot of people in the culture we're talking about what the word cunt means, they're not even gonna know what it means. They're gonna be like, "What the fuck is okay? So what?" Like I kid you not. Like that's the response that I've seen.
Or they'll ask what it means, and they're like, "Oh, it's just a vagina. I have one of those." It's just something like that. I don't like
brush it off.
Yeah, like but if you call them a bitch, you'll lose your jawbone.
I'll tell you what not to do is call them that, call them the C word, and then when they ask what it means, explain it to be the B word. Yeah.
You'll get hit twice.
Seeing stars.
Because at first they're
Roy
just
Jones
like,
Jr.
whatever,
in the
and then they're like, it means what? And then
I wish the listener. You know what? I can't wait till we start doing live because that face that you just made.
It's priceless, right?
crazy.
Yeah, it's so funny, man. Like it's so funny that the worlds are so different, and you'll never understand them until you get around people or you expose yourself to another world.
It's just the experience.
That's all it is.
And it's not only that, like to understand it, but you also like the open-mindedness that you need in order to like take in all that other cultures have to offer.
Yeah, understand it. Don't take offense to it. Just put it in perspective, understanding different cultures.
Yeah, and I'd say it's important to not force what I believe onto you guys.
Definitely.
You shouldn't do that.
Mere civility, guys.
Like you actually, because like how we have certain conversations and you're like, yeah, that's normal. And I'm like, normal to who? You know what I'm saying? Because, and like, and I do believe in objective normality, but I think it's very, very small because there's so many things that are different. There's so many things that change in culture. There's so many things that change in time that objective normality was an umbrella, but you're pulling down the lock for the umbrella and it's getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And as the umbrella is getting smaller, the shit is falling out of the umbrella that was objective normality. You get what I'm saying?
I think I like Art's comparisons better.
They were terrible at first, but I'm getting better. My analogies are getting better.
Yeah, what's crazy though is like even within like just one city, like here in Pittsburgh, the different cultures that are intertwined and intermixed, and even in the, like I said, in southwestern PA here and in the valley, it's like you have so many different things that you can't even say that this part of the state is one particular normal, right?
We were having that conversation at work. Remember how you guys were cracking on me because you were like, because we were talking about how I don't fuck with cornfields.
Oh, yeah.
And he was, and they were like, yeah, well, if Remorseless if he doesn't see a building within 500 feet, then guess what? He's turning around. He starts panicking. And the funny thing is, that's kind of true. That's kind of true because I am a born and bred city boy. So with that being said,
I need sirens in the background.
Let me stop you there. Yeah. This is how I know that we don't identify with the millennial culture. Did you just say cracking?
What?
Did you just say cracking for like joking? Put it there. Look, that's some older shit right there. The younger generation doesn't know what cracking on means.
Crack-a-lacking?
Like, yeah, well, no, just like, oh, man, we were cracking on him. We were cracking on that guy. They wouldn't understand what that means.
I've never used it.
I don't understand what that means.
Like, I use it.
Cracking is like giving him a hard time talking shit.
Like, type of saying. Hefe, Beneki, what do you want?
But it's like.
You want to say hi?
It's like saying we were. The different
say hi.
Cultures say, we were jonesing on that guy, or we were giving him shit, or we were talking shit, or we were just joking. It's just like cracking is joking.
Yeah, okay.
We were just cracking on him.
Every one of those examples.
My mother and her brothers and sisters would always say cracking, and I've heard other older folk
shut the door.
Speak about it in that term. Oh, we're just cracking on you.
Hold on,
relax. But for him to say that, I use that word, so I know I don't identify with millennials. Fuck
Well,
them.
I don't know about that.
I love
think you're
the
both still
look on
millennials.
Double D's face. Like, it's like a bloodlust every time we talk about how much we don't like millennials, and you're like, oh, you're fucking millennial. Like growling like Tiger Lady.
You know what's funny? So when you guys brought up the Tiger Lady thing, right? Have you so I got this chick got pissed off at me one time
I
because
really
she
want to
had,
know where this is going now.
Do tell.
she had cellulite, and I was like, "Oh, you got you got tiger booty," and she flipped her shit.
What the hell?
I was joking.
No, you can't do that, man.
Really? I didn't know.
Really? No. Not okay,
She's like,
man.
tiger booty. I'm like, yeah, tiger booty. It's like, like the stripes, right? And she's like, is that funny? She just started
my
flipping the fuck
God.
out, man.
She got an Adidas.
It was a joke.
So, wait, was it cellulite or stretch marks? Because you said cellulite. I think
It
you
was
mean
like a
stretch
combination of both, I would say.
It was
Yeah.
stretch you like.
It was
Either
like
way-
stretch your light, yeah.
marks. Probably shouldn't mention it.
Whatever it was in like 3 stripes like Adidas, like he said. And I was just like, what the fuck is okay?
So why? What?
I've been doing squats.
What compelled you to say that?
Sometimes I don't think before I speak.
Yeah, what made you think that this is probably a good thing to say?
Well,
At that time,
it was just like, ding. I was a little bit younger.
Like your other thoughts were like, nope, oh shit, that one got
Too
away.
late.
at that time,
No,
art, art foregoed all conscience.
At that time, that's when he realized that he fucked up.
He realized.
Yeah, she flipped her shit for a while, and then how you do like the cute thing. You try to hug him, oh come here, and she's like, no, get the fuck off of me.
Yo,
And rightfully so.
Tiger booty is so. So my wife wore a shirt yesterday.
My wife.
My wife wore a shirt yesterday that had wizard sleeves on it. And as soon as she put it on, I said wizard sleeves, and I fucking lost it. And she's just sitting there like, I hate you. That shit was so funny. But yeah, so 35 minutes in, are we getting into a topic?
Let's do it.
Well, since we're on relationships, all right. So I'm listening. There's a whole lot. Like, I know for a fact that I lucked up with my wife, and I get away with a lot of shit that I know a lot of guys don't. You know what I'm saying? But I also think it's because I don't have any privacy. Meaning, willfully, I don't have any privacy. So I wanted to know what you guys thought about, like, your significant others going through your phones. And
I found a sock puppet over there. You sure you don't have any privacy?
I don't get it.
Never mind.
I definitely got it. I just knew if I said I don't get it, you would bail out of the joke. But yeah. So, like, how do you guys feel about your significant others going through your phones and, like, just different shit like you think that should be or can be private?
I don't care. If I'm in a relationship, you can have access to anything because I'm
Yeah,
not
but
cheating.
you see people with like locks on their phones and different shit like that, and it's like, why do you have that?
Well-
And if you do have a lock on your phone, why doesn't your significant other have like the password? Everybody
You don't
in
have
my
a lock
house,
on your phone?
Everybody, yeah, I have a lock on my phone, but everybody
okay.
in my house have the exact same lock on their phone, and the only reason why it's on there is because I have a 3-year-old little Tasmanian devil that likes buying shit. Hey, what's up? It's Remorseless from the EMP Network. We here at the network would like to thank you for listening. And if you like what you hear, share it. With a friend, a coworker, anybody you would think that would like it. Hell, even anybody that you would think wouldn't like it if you can stand talking to them. Follow us on social media platforms like Facebook, EMP Network, Instagram, EMP Network 412, no spaces, all lowercase, and Twitter @network_EMP. YouTube is under construction, but we'll have that soon. The point is, we want to hear from you. And if it doesn't take too much time out of your day, give us a review, good or bad. We look at all of these as a chance to learn and grow. We have a lot more planned in the future, but we cannot do it without your help. So please, if you think that we're worth it, leave a comment, give a review, and most importantly, share. Thank you for listening.
Is that all the stuff that keeps going to Google that keep getting emails about? It's so much.
No, but you're talking about the little PlayStation thing. That's Frex.
That's
No,
him.
it's
No, you don't see PlayStation shit from me, but
It's not just
Frex, he
PlayStation
gets like
stuff,
V-Bucks and different things like that.
Anyway, but no, yeah, I really don't care. I mean, this question has come up so many times, and it's funny because women ask me these questions all the time. I'm just like, why does it matter to you? Like, if I'm in a relationship, you can have I don't care. Now, granted, I do have some work stuff on my phone, but it's in a different platform that is definitely secured. That platform you can't
because
get
you work
into.
for the CIA.
Yeah, you just can't.
Well,
But
even that,
You
like,
can access everything else. I don't give a shit.
there's a certain amount of respect. Like, I have files, I have programs and codes and different stuff like that on my phone. Like, I mean, codes like technology, like tech codes,
Nuclear codes.
I have like tech codes and programs and different things because I work on my phone just as much as I work on the computer.
Right.
So I have these things on my phone. But if my wife is going in my phone, she's not going in my phone for that shit.
Right. I'm a nerd, so all the
Like,
apps
my
and
shit is
stuff that I
blocked
have,
away. My shit, my code, my password on my phone is for the outside world, not for my relationship. I don't have anything to hide. She sees what I like on Instagram. She sees who I talk to on Facebook. And if she asks me, I don't block. I just say what it is.
I really don't. Yeah, like I'm a nerd, so all the apps that I have on here, trust me, you're not going to be interested in the shit. So you're probably the only thing you'll probably ever look through is my call log and my text messaging. I only have one social media site, and it's locked down because I don't post anything on it.
Yeah.
So there's nothing in my phone that's
But
worth
you really
seeing.
need to make your Instagram account just a FYI.
I really do, but there's nothing on my phone that I think would be worth seeing other than that. And I don't even have a lock on my phone for the outside world. I don't have a case. You see, I'm just bare ass out here.
That is bold.
I don't
man.
care
The fact that
because I used to have
case.
two phones. One I used to use for work, and then one I used to have for personal. And now I just use the same one.
You
I
wanna
just
know
have
how much
a
of a
platform that's locked down.
You want to know how much of a bitch this guy is? He has the little purse wallet. He had the little purse wallet case. It was real pretty.
Put
It was
all my
really
cards in
pretty.
there.
He put his cards in. It looked like a purse though.
It was
It had
genuine.
Aw, that's cute.
It had a buckle on it. Double D. It
No,
looked
it
like a
just
fucking
folds over.
photo album.
Like
it
a
had
little
a
pilgrim.
Yeah, exactly. It was adorable.
What's up, Pilgrim?
It just folds. You have your cards on the inside here.
I might start
You know
using
how
that
the
instead
upper
of
layer-
He puts his phone in his back pocket.
Yeah, I just sit in my back pocket all the time, walk
That-
around. They had the
dude,
biggest problem with,
that's
why do you have
trash.
a case? Why do you have the
Because
case
that
that
is-
Why aren't you just like me?
That is
like that's
that
how
is-
they be like me.
That was
Your life would be so much
that was a
better if you were just like
gay-ass
me.
case.
True
I do what I want to do. People always have a problem with the personal things that I decide to do with my life.
Did you hear how quick he became the victim?
I'm telling you.
It's just like a lifetime thing here. Maybe you should start to take notice if everybody's telling you.
Well, no,
You know,
I'm taking
a
some
guy
things
once
into
told me-
consideration. I was
yeah.
like, what does it even fucking matter?
You know, my father once, what did he say on Lucky Number 7? My father once told me that if a guy calls you a horse once, you call him a jerk. If a guy calls you a horse twice, you punch him in the nose. If he calls you a horse 3 times, well, perhaps you should go looking for a saddle.
You're a horse. No, it's just
That's only one step.
people pick things, and I think
Kansas
that
City Shuffle.
Exactly.
people pick at things, and I think they don't. This goes back to that conversation. They're not exposed to XYZ, so when they see things about you, they're I want to fix that, and you're just like, no,
I want to
relax.
fix that. That's a good way of
wanna-
putting
I
it.
wanna
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
like
right.
just relax. Like this is me, and I thought that we all supported individualism. So why can't
No,
you
I
just
need
be
to fix
you?
you, Art.
I can
Or
still
me
make,
be me.
I'm still going to make fun of you.
You can make fun, make
Yeah.
a comment or whatever
No,
it may be, but I decided
the
to live
thing
my
is-
life
and see,
like
that's
it's
the
golden.
thing about. All right, first off, stop with this victim bullshit. But the first, like, the thing is, and that's actually a good thing because a lot of people do that, but you can joke and you can rag and you can crack on a whole bunch of people and talk shit and have fun and still respect each other's differences.
Yeah.
We talk about Double D's satchel all the time.
I like his satchel.
You do? Come on, man.
Well,
Does it have Skittles
not
in
when
it?
you're around.
Behind my back.
Does it have Skittles in it?
What?
Your satchel, does it have Skittles in it?
My cat? No.
Wait.
His cat's name is Skittles. You didn't know that? He
No,
knew
I
that.
didn't know
You-
that.
You said your cat's name is Skittles on the podcast,
I
right?
thought I did.
Really?
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
No, I have no Skittles in there.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
I don't.
The movie Hangover,
Yeah, he has Skittles in
where so Hangover, what's his name? Alan or so, where he's
Zach Galifianakis.
Oh, okay.
where he has the satchel, and
Oh,
they
it's
take it
been so
from
long
and
since
they
I've seen
step
that.
on the satchel. They take it from him, throw it on the ground. They step on it. He's like, "Hey, there's Skittles in there."
That is.
I don't know why I brought
yeah.
that up, but that's funny.
But well, you brought it up
I like
because he
wild
has a
berry
satchel and
Skittles.
Skittles.
Yeah,
But
there's a correlation right there.
yeah, so so like I don't really like. I don't have an issue with that. But I see a lot of people that do have issues with that, and it's like, if you don't have anything, it's like how we had a conversation about the government, like how I have the Google Home right here, and they say that the Google Home's listening at all times. I'm not making bombs. I don't care.
Who gives a shit?
So if I'm not doing anything compromising, then why the fuck would I care?
Yeah,
and that actually goes with anything. Monetize me. It doesn't matter, because I'm not doing anything.
See, here's the thing. I also don't care. Like, if I have nothing to hide, then I don't care.
Yeah.
I mean, it's yours to look through if you want. Here's the catch. If I wouldn't want to be with somebody who is jealous like that, who felt the need to grab your phone and look through it, that's a big turnoff to me.
Exactly.
So if that's something that like a woman does constantly, that like she's maybe been cheated on before, or she's just the jealous type or whatever, and she just constantly wants to look through my phone, like, that's a big turnoff.
She has no trust for me. She's insecure.
Yeah, but once again, like you said, if you have, I have nothing to hide, so you can if you want to. It's just,
I can see how that can be a turnoff, but I treat people the way I want to be treated. I don't trust people, so I don't expect people to trust me.
So you look through your wife's phone?
Absolutely not. I don't care enough to look through my wife's phone. Like, she could probably be fucking Tyrone right now, and I wouldn't know. It's not stretched out when I go in it. Yeah, go ahead and call her.
I want to fuck Tyrone's sister. That's a callback to something we didn't.
We brought that up.
Yeah, whatever happened to that?
I think that's the one we scrapped.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Tyrone.
You guys will never know about me and his sister then.
We might split it. I might split it up. I may split it up.
But what's funny? People are just weird about privacy, period. And it like, to me, when I look at that, when people are just
hold on, because we kind of got on a tangent about Tyrone's sister. I want to respond to what
Who the fuck is Tyrone?
I want to respond to what Double D said.
Sorry.
So because you said that's a turnoff for you.
Yeah.
Right. But like, if it's for a peace of mind, why I get how that can be a turnoff for you, because it can be wearing if she consistently tries to make little issues out of it. But if she's picking up your phone and she scrolls through it real quick and then close it down and doesn't say anything to you, because obviously she didn't find anything because you don't have anything to hide, then
but it creates a bigger
issue. Will it still be a turnoff to you?
Yeah, I mean, if she needs to use my phone to look something up, yeah, I don't care. But if she's looking through it for the sole purpose of just to see if I'm cheating, I personally am at a point in my life where I don't need that in my life.
And it creates a bigger issue. Like, if you think that that's it, it doesn't stop there. She's probably following you to the fucking chiropractor, seeing where you're going. Like,
yeah, it's just maybe
she has trust issues, probably.
Yeah,
and you don't want to at 30. You don't want to deal with someone with
especially
trust
in my
issues.
late 30s. I'm not looking for someone to. That's a child, an immature and young thing to do, and like, I'm just over that. I don't want to be in a relationship.
This is
like
so interesting to me, and the reason why this is so interesting to me is because me and my wife been together for a long time. So I don't really have that problem. We, just like you said, at 30, we're at that stage that if you're looking at my phone, you're not looking for them bitches. You know what I'm saying? You're probably using it to text or look something up or anything like that. But it's so, like, hearing it from single guys, like, yeah, well, that is an issue. Like, following you to the chiropractor, that happened when I was younger, but like, now,
just think about it. Like, someone
that's pretty extreme, I think, to follow someone.
But you know, I've gave you the stakeout story. Like, that shit happens a lot.
It does, and that's the
thing.
thing.
I don't know why you guys put yourself in these situations.
You don't understand.
If you feel the need,
that's just a situation that
If you feel the need to go through my phone, and that often, to where you, like, I don't know what it is. Like, you have some sort of insecurity that you're dealing with.
Yeah.
And it's going to cause you to do other things.
So you're saying going through it with the intention, or with the intent to finding something. So legitimately looking for a problem.
Yes, every damn day.
Another thing is, if you consistently look for a problem,
you're gonna find one.
Exactly. So I get that part. I definitely understand that.
Right.
Plus, like you hinted at, you said the secret word there, insecurity. That's delving into such a deeper issue that is being manifested as let me look through your phone.
Exactly.
So that's a huge problem within that person.
Insecurity will cause you to do a number of things that you probably never think about, or never that you thought you probably would never do, but now you're doing them. If you're scrolling through my phone every day, you're definitely following me somewhere, or you're definitely staked out somewhere. Like, you're fucking crazy.
So here's a question for you guys. This is another off-topic question, but especially for Art, when did you get over your insecurity?
After I get cheated on for the first time.
So last week.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, the first time. Okay, so after I got cheated on, it was definitely a humbling experience, and then I just started to realize that people are people, man. You know, I put a lot of trust into the situation and hoping, not just hoping, but or expecting, but just knowing. Like, I was overconfident as to, oh, she'll never cheat. She'll blah blah blah. And then I realized that people are people. You know, people can be disappointing at any time, and so. Granted, you may want to go into a relationship and you want to have high hopes and be optimistic about it, but still, there's that other 15% in the back of your mind that needs to understand that things can go fucking south, and she may have a dick in her mouth.
Yeah, shit is.
Wow, that escalated quickly.
Shit is. See,
From
I can't
text on
even.
the
I can't
phone
even
to
throw my
sucking dick.
Yeah, I can't even throw my joke out there now. Nothing's gonna top that one.
I told you, I like the extreme.
She had a
It's
dick
go
in her
hard or go
mouth.
home.
Damn.
Dick
Well,
in her
yeah,
mouth,
that was her whole point. Go hard or go home. Double D, are you over your insecurities? And if so, when did you?
Insecurities, what? Like as a person?
Yeah. Well, basically, because you would have to
Or
be
like in a
insecure.
relationship?
You would have to be insecure as a person to be insecure in a relationship.
That's very true. Yeah, I've definitely gotten a lot better over the years. I used to be extremely insecure, like especially as like a teenager. I think that combined with anger and some childhood shit, just kind of led me to like smoking pot and drinking, kind of trying to cover that up and kind of deal with all that shit. And it was kind of like you, Art, with putting fights on. You're like, I don't want to deal with this. Let's just move on.
Yeah.
So you do that for a decade or two, you know, and I did reach a point finally where I had to confront most of that shit, and then over the last few years, I've really been kind of leveling out on most of that. But probably, if I'm honest with myself, there's a few things left that it's just like a little bit, you know, down in there somewhere. I think that probably needs dealt with.
That makes sense. That definitely makes sense.
I just kind of realized that life is very freeform, you know, and we're given free will, and people are going to make whatever decisions, and whatever it is.
Did you learn that in church?
It's part of what that statement.
Reverend
yeah.
C.D. Jakes.
No.
Shout out to Reverend C.D. Jakes.
But part of that statement. But yeah, I just realized that, you know, life is bigger than all these small things that we, you know, it's not the end of the world. Nothing is ever the cause for it to be the end of the world, you know, like suicide or things like that. I just don't feel that anything that I can endure would be greater than just dying. Right. Mm-hmm. So I, you know, granted, if there's some adversity that comes my way, or if there's a situation where someone may cheat or whatever, it's not the end of the world. You try to put things into perspective. You try to approach the situation as an adult. Ask him about it. All right. You think about it, you know, granted, you're going to be hurt, you know, but I think part of being an adult is being able and understanding and learning how to deal with your emotions in a mature manner.
Yeah, absolutely.
And not just spewing out this hateful, concocted statement to where you wind up at the C word. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you know, I've learned to just over the years how to deal with that. And I think at the time where that cheating had took place, I was about like 24. But at that time, I put so much stake into this person, you know what I mean? And then it happened, and then I realized, oh, so then I have a little bit more. I don't think it's deterred me from other relationships, or has.
It definitely jaded you.
I don't think it has. I just think it put things into perspective for me, and then now I look at certain things that people can get away with, and that may come out. It may like come out
as jaded, but it's not jaded. That's what you're
saying. Yeah, but essentially that's exactly what I'm saying. But my intention is not to be jaded. Even for the people who are like, oh, my attention's not. Yeah, some of you like those jaded cops who sit around wait for 3 years to get their pension, and they're just, doing all of shit, everything that's illegal that they should be doing.
Turn in a blind eye.
Yeah,
I'm almost to retire.
Right. Fuck that. But no. So I think people. I don't know. No one. I hate when people say no one's perfect. But if you look at the root of that, no one really is. And if you put your stake, if you put that much stake into somebody, you better be right.
So how do you find that how do you strike that balance then with not being jaded, but still, like you said a few minutes ago, keeping in the back of your mind that, yeah, this is going good, but at any time,
but
they can end up with a dick in their mouth.
All right, but
that was
hold on.
probably a terrible analogy, yeah, but
like
nothing good lasts forever. This is just what I'm saying. So,
right, but how do you balance out with not being jaded?
The thing is, I still think you
jaded.
are
I'm not
jaded. Like you're not hateful, but you're definitely still jaded. So you're balancing it, and it's becoming equal. But I mean, I talk to you the most, and you definitely are jaded.
I think it comes over time and with maturity. I think that's the only way to balance it out.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, I mean,
it's just learning and growing in other life experiences that it kind of, and a lot of it too is like putting it in perspective, like you were saying too. That I mean, nothing is the end of the world.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, some people do. They look at it that way, man. Let me tell a quick story here. Okay.
So we get 2 of them a day this time, man.
So I take a girl on a date. I go pick her up, take her on a date. On the date, she starts to flirt with some guys from across the bar.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, but I've been like I'm a real mild mannered guy. Like, so I'm like real chill and just
You're real Clark Kent.
I'm just letting it go.
You got to get closer to the mic, Art. I'm
letting it go. But she kept, ordering drinks. And she's like, oh, you're not going to have it? I'm like, nah, because I can already see that this is not going to end up, both of us don't need to be intoxicated, right? The guys are playing along with it. They have no respect for me. They're just like throwing shit like, oh, yeah, like, she's feeding into it. So I was like, you know what? I'm getting tired. That was my cop out. I'm getting tired. Let's, I'm just take you home. She's like, oh, well, I think I'll probably stay with those guys.
Oh, wow.
So I leave. So I leave, right? As I'm like crossing the street to go to the parking garage, she's following me. And I turn back. I'm like, well, what? She's like, no, I just realized that was fucked up. I'm so sorry. And it's this and that. I was like, well, you're still going home. Like, you know what I mean? Because it shouldn't have happened in the first fucking place. Like, sit here 2 hours.
But why
and it took you that long to realize?
If Jesus can forgive, you can.
No, I forgave her. I told her, I said, it's fine. I'm just going to take you home. Like, I'm just going to go out with my buddies. That's what we were supposed to hang for the night, and that's not what happened. We literally sat there for like 2 hours, and she's like winking and doing a bunch of shit. And I know the bartender was like, dude, what the fuck? Get out of here. Yeah. Like the dude's like, get the fuck out of here. Like she does not want you. So I take her home, and she's like in the car. She's so pissed off. Like it's radiant. Like you could just feel the heat coming off her. She's just sitting there
anger.
Like,
she's angry.
Yeah. So I just turn the music up, and I'm just driving back. And I'm like, oh, you're a fucking child. Granted, she's older than I am, like by like 5 years. So I pull up to her house. She gets out the car, both hands, slams the door. So I put the window down, and I was like, why did you do that? Like, and she's like, fuck off. So then I was like, all right. So I leave. I go meet up with a few buddies at a hookah lounge. I get this call. And she keeps calling. Well, it's coming from her phone. And so I finally answer it. It's loud. I'm like, hello? Who is this? What's going on? It's the police. So, once again, my heart is sunken in my asshole. This is a white woman. So I'm like, oh, man, what the fuck? So I go outside.
White woman calling the cops on a black man?
I don't know.
Typical.
What the fuck is going on right now? But I go outside. And they're like, oh, well, no, you didn't do anything wrong. But we have her here at the police station. She was so wasted that she didn't even make it in our house. She was like knocking on random doors at our apartment complex. That's how drunk she was. And I was just like, and he's like, well, can you come and pick her up? She needs some. I was like, hell no. What the fuck I look like picking her up? Being a good friend I am, and not letting it get to me and be jaded and being forgetful.
Don't be spiteful either.
I drive, so I go to the police station. And it's weird because like I walk around to the side of the police station because the front of it was locked. The guy's like calling me. He's like, "You have to come to the side. Go to the side." Dude, they're bringing her out. She's all of 5'2". They're bringing her out like Hannibal Lecter and shit. Like when he was like, they have her all hemmed up. It's 2 cops walking her out with like, she's hemmed up. And there's another cop that's like,
his liver with some fava beans and a fine chianti.
and she's like, "Get the fuck off me!" And she's going crazy. "Get off of me!" She's kicking and screaming, and they have her little ass just like, "Ma'am, stop." And I'm
It
just
looked
like,
you know how a little brother would swing at a big brother and he would hold her forehead. He would hold his forehead.
it was just like that, right? So then
Like
I'm
a little
looking.
Hitler and Stalin fighting with each other.
So I'm looking at her, and I go to the cop. I'm like, "Man, I'm not putting her in my car with her acting like that." He's like, "Sir, we have." I'm like, "No, look at her. She looks like a fucking demon." The guy looks at her, and he looks at me, and he goes, and I was like, "Dude, she has to calm down, man." I said, "We'll be here all night. I'm not putting her in the car like that," because I was like, "She's gonna hit me." He's like, "No, she's not." I'm like, "Dude, look at her face right now." And as he looks back, she's like, dude, I mean, I might have seen green shake come out of her mouth like she was fucking. So I finally put her, she gets in the car, does the same thing again. She's just focused straight. She's steaming. I could feel it again. We get to her place. She does it again. Slams the door. I'm like, so I put the window down again. Like, why do you keep doing that? And she's like, "Fuck off." And I'm like, "Man, just get in the house safe. I'm going home, dude." So I end up going home and stuff, man. Then she called me the next day like, "Hi." I was like, "Hi?" Fuck, what do you mean, hi? Like, you're acting like a damn, what do you mean, hi? You're no angel this morning.
What a great story for you guys to tell your kids.
You want to know why?
Your first date.
You want to know why you're so jaded?
What?
You're too fucking nice.
See that?
You're too nice. There
just-
were so many times where, for one, you shouldn't have picked up the phone.
I shouldn't have.
For 2, you shouldn't have went to pick her up. For 3, you shouldn't have given her a ride home. And for 4, you shouldn't have answered the phone the next day. You are way too nice.
I'm not saying I'm just super chill. Like when you get to know who I am, I'm really relaxed. I'll do anything for anybody because I understand the big deal. She needed help. What am I going to be? Fuck her. I'm not. No, she needed help. But I'm just like, why do you have to keep slamming the door?
Like, I'm helping you. I bailed you out of jail.
I love that. That's where you draw the line the most. Like
Slamming
You're
the
trying.
door.
slamming my
There's some
fucking
trim
door.
above my passenger door.
Come on, Beth.
There's some trim above my passenger door that's loose now because of that. Like she kept,
Beth.
she was winding the fucking door up like this and slamming it.
Was
like
she just staring at you the whole time?
She was
As
staring.
she does it? Huh?
like a little ass
staring
kid,
right in
dude.
your eyes.
Dude, I was just like,
Like, don't do it.
but it was.
Don't.
You know how
Beth?
you know how a kid's
Beth,
about
you
to reach
better
for something.
don't.
And
But the funny part was that I had to
keep doing this?
I kept putting the window down. Like, why are you doing this?
Please stop.
She's storming off. She's like, "Fuck you."
What'd you say?
And another thing is, you keep rolling the window down, asking why she's
Because
doing
I want to
that.
know, like, you sat here, you didn't say anything to me the entire ride. You get out the car and you slam, like you purposely are trying to break something.
You are way too nice, man.
She's
You-
trying
you
to
are-
purposely
you
break
are-
something on the car, and I'm just like, what do you keep doing this for?
A lot of the jade that you hold, you bring on yourself. Like there's some shit that's fucked up that happens that I know about, and we're not going to go into detail, that I can see why you're jaded. But the other, like, it's the after shit. The shit that I'm like, you shouldn't have done that, and you just look at me and you're like, I know, cuz, man, but I did it. Like, and you say that to me a lot. Like, you don't need to do half of the shit that you do, but you do it anyway because you're a nice guy.
I have a kind heart. Let's just say that.
Yeah. And yeah, you need to stop that. That's bad for you.
Anywho,
All right, so what are we moving to?
gifts. Okay.
Damn, we talking for an hour.
This is a recent story here, just something small, and I actually read it on NPR, their website, and I don't even know why this was a headline, but Sandra Bullock decided that she was coming up on the Christmas holiday here.
Slow news week.
It had to have been. Sandra Bullock decided that she was only going to get her children 3 gifts apiece. It didn't say the monetary value of the gifts, how large they were, just 3 apiece. She just limited it to 3 apiece. The world's going fucking crazy. But she wanted to bring back the intrinsic value of the holidays, of Christmas, of what it really means. So she's decided to take her family to go volunteer and do something nice for people who are less fortunate than them. And the world's going fucking crazy.
Why is the world going crazy?
Because
3 gifts, she's a fucking millionaire.
Yeah.
Can you believe that? Like, well,
Like
if you're
saying
trying
that-
to raise kids to be,
why do they all sound like Grover?
I don't know. That's my boy.
4.
3 gifts, she's a millionaire.
Anywho, what were you saying, Double D?
So are they upset that it's like, oh, she's only giving them 3 gifts?
Only giving them.
She
3
should be
gifts.
giving them more.
Yes.
Like that kind of.
Yes, that upset.
Why are people?
What does it even matter?
Upset about that?
She doesn't have to
That's
give them
fucking
shit.
nuts.
Like,
It was completely stupid. But I read that and I was just like, well, and I side with it because that's how like I believe in things. Like now, granted, I wasn't treated that way. I was spoiled like shit. But and it's kind of fucked
You're
up.
the good son.
It's kind of fucked up to say that I'll probably treat my children in a manner that she's doing things, right? People are going to be like, well, you were given X, Y, Z. Why don't you give your... I think...
as
I
many
think
girls as you like to impregnate, you're probably only going to be able to afford 3 gifts each.
But I think it's funny because, like, I think anyone who was given the upbringing that I was, that didn't have a good mindset about life and understand things, they would be fucked up right now. They would be like, they wouldn't understand how to do anything. They wouldn't be self-sufficient. They would be completely fucking spoiled. Like a true millennial. Like, yeah, wouldn't know how to do shit.
And I've met a lot of people. I've met a lot of people who just can't survive.
Yeah, that essentially, if I didn't have the personality I have and the will to learn and to seek out to do more and want to do for people, then I would be completely ruined. Like my mom, she spoiled the shit out of me. And
But you overcame that.
I overcame it early too.
Just
Early.
because of your personality, you think?
I don't think it was that. I think it was.
I think it translated from your mom. Like her, even though we think that she does too much, the fact that you do that, you do the exact same thing that you do way too much.
I do what she does, but I think I think the way I turned out was in spite of my mom. Right? I was like, you know what? You're not going to spoil me to shit. I'm going to be somebody. Because I've seen that growing up. Like the kids that were spoiled, I'm like, why are you such a pussy?
Yeah, but the funny thing about it is in you being this in spite of your mom, you literally became your mother.
I became my mom.
Yeah.
Which is not a bad thing. I don't mind doing things for people and having a kind heart. I really don't mind that. But I think
what was the chuckle for?
I was picturing him in a dress.
Anyway, I don't want to take this over. Like, so what are we talking about as far as gifts, though?
No, I mean, I think that is a limiting to 3 gifts. I think that's pretty good way. Just because you have money doesn't mean that you should spend it on things like of little value. And I say that little value because kids, I mean, you have kids. They play with something for like a week or 2, and then they move on to something else.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think a lot of it too. I see this a lot too with the rise of social media in the last few years. People posting pictures of how much they got. It's just another bragging thing. Look how much I bought my
Christmas
kid.
tree, all of those presents and shit like that.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Fucking be humble, people.
Yeah, Kendrick.
But like me with that, I limit my kids. You get one big gift, and then I mean, my wife, she goes out and she'll get like shit from Five Below or from Walmart that's under like 10, 15, $5 or something like that, because I mean, it's the little shit like the little toy guns, the little Nerf guns. You get supplies and things like that, but the things that we know they're going to consistently play with, like a computer. For some reason, they didn't want me to build their computers, but that's spite. I'm still a little jaded from that, but like their computers, for example, they're getting for Christmas. And the reason why I can say that is because they're not listening to this podcast. I'm not that bad of a parent, but so they are getting these things, and that's their big gift, especially now that they don't believe in Santa Claus. Because before it was Santa doesn't buy electronics, guys. He just Saying he buys all the other shit but electronics.
What do you think about these millennials leaving fucking avocado toast?
I said
for
that
Santa
before,
Claus?
and nobody knew what I was talking about. I said
They're not
that to
leaving
you.
Yeah, I
cookies
saw
and milk
that.
anymore. It's just avocado toast.
Is that a real thing?
I think it
Or
is.
is
Just
that
like
just
the Friendsgiving. I
First
think
off,
it's a real thing.
avocado's disgusting.
Yeah, it is.
I don't like it. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Someone told me to mix it with some of my juice, and I was like, "Fuck you."
Yeah. Because I tried it because it's really healthy.
It is, but
I don't know if I got a bad one or what, but
Ugh.
it tasted like shit to me.
yeah, it tastes
No,
like
well, in
plastic.
that case, you got the one you got that regular avocado. If
That
it
was
tastes
enough
like
to
shit.
Yeah,
What do you?
it was
what-
enough
what-
to jade me.
There's exotic avocados. What, like, what,
No,
what are-
they're all disgusting. Every single one of them.
but name different avocados. I don't even know. I just thought it was avocado.
There's I, there's va, there's ka, indo.
Free shavakadu.
Smooth. Sorry, Double D. You were speaking though.
Was I?
I think so. No, it was.
It was me.
Yeah.
Well, I was just
Before I really
saying
interrupt.
I was just saying I limit my kids. So I don't have an issue with that, but at the same time, I am also not the type. I'm you know me. I'm not the expect this type of person. So
Yeah, I like to spend a lot more money on doing things and activities with my kids during the holidays.
creating moments.
Creating moments. That's exactly right. Because I don't see them throughout the week, so I only have the weekend is my time with them. So it's limited to begin with, and I want to create the memories. So I've been spending a lot more money on like we were baking cookies and baking this and that and creating really nice meals. Food's a big thing in my house. I love to cook, and that's just
Oh man, bring it in. I love to cook too.
yeah. And that's I'm trying to share that with my kids because I love food and I want to share it with them and things that taste really good, just share that experience with them. And I think that's going to be, in the long run, something that will stick with them longer than buying them, an album or something like that.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
And we need that. You have girls, right?
2 girls and a boy.
Whoa, where are you going with this?
No. Easy. Stop. Okay, just
no,
relax.
Go ahead.
No,
Let's see.
like today, the millennial there are a lot of women that just can't cook today. I'm just saying. Like, I don't mean to put it out there like that, but I'm just saying. I have a lot of female friends that can't cook, and I'm just like,
May we all bow our heads and pray.
is it my death?
Art, Father,
It's not that bad. Well, no, I'm
Your
just saying.
second death.
There's a
please
lot.
don't have one from heaven.
There's a lot of no. There's a lot of.
Lead us not into temptation.
I'm just used to that
Deliver us from his
generation
evil.
of not saying women should be in the kitchen, but women knowing how to, right? I think there are a lot more younger women who decide to go out to eat opposed to actually be behind the stove. Me, I love being behind the stove.
Oh, I love it.
I love cooking.
Love cooking,
But it's,
love baking.
People are like, well, I can't cook. I'm like, I didn't know how to cook before. I just, took it upon myself and was my own free will to learn, right? Just learn. And it's crazy because, like, even the girls I've dated, I can't cook. I'm like, well,
I remember when that's like one of the few skills. Like my mom taught me. She taught me how to cook, how to iron clothes, how to wash clothes, how to tie a tie, and how to sew. And then it was like,
yes,
you're on your own.
basic skills.
Basic skills, and this was like
Survival
at a
skills.
young age,
Right.
Because also that they would leave for like and go on business trips for like a week at a time, and I'd be home alone, and so I had to do those kinds of things.
So I look at it as a survival
Yeah,
survival
absolutely.
skill. If
Survival
you are on
skill.
your own and you don't have the money to eat out every night, what are you going to do? I'm not saying it is. Like, I'm not trying to be sexist or anything. I'm just saying it's a survival skill. I think it's something good to learn and good to teach when kids are young.
Yeah.
Especially like fun stuff if they're like under age 10 or you're making cookies, simple stuff like that.
Yeah, get them involved, and,
Yeah.
and then they love that.
Like understand how to use a stove and an oven, things of that sort.
That's what I've taught my children,
Yeah.
how to safely turn on a gas stove and everything, and
Yeah.
sit
Like-
there and watch them do it a few times to make sure that they know how to do it.
Yeah, I teach my kids. I've always taught my kids how to be. My son was making noodles on the stove at age 5, and my daughter and now they're pretty decent at cooking different things. And they're responsible enough now for me to be in the house. Obviously, they're not going to cook by themselves. That's why we buy shit that they can microwave. You can pizza roll, but but if I'm in the house, Yeah, they'll be like, they'll say, "Can I make a grilled cheese, or can I make some kibasi, or can I do this, and can I do like different things like that?" And yeah, go ahead and make it, because they know how to use the stove now. They're responsible with it, and that you're right, that is essential. And it's just because when I was younger, my mom, she worked 3 jobs, so we literally had to do everything ourselves. And plus, when she came home, we had to clean, we had chores, just like my kids, they have chores. When they come home from school, they have chores, they have homework, and they have these things to do. And I think that road is a very important one, because if you don't walk it and you come across it later, sometimes you're not always receptive of it. Like there are some people who realize that, okay, well, I didn't get this when I was younger. Let me hurry up and try to catch up. Like you, for example. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You didn't get these things when you were younger, Art, but it's like, because I said you, like they can see. So you didn't get these things when you were younger, but you were like, all right, so you're, like you said, you're not going to raise me to be spoiled. I'm going to try to catch up. I'm going to catch up. Mm-hmm. And in some aspects, you even advanced. You went a notch higher.
I got the basics though when I was young. Like I was, because my mom she worked very long days. She was always on the road. So after a certain age, I was like, I think at 10, I was able to stay at home. This is before they made that child law and all that stuff. This is way before all that. But around at 10, because. And it was kind of like okay, so in the morning, my mom was out of the house before I was in the morning. This is me in elementary school, right? So this is probably about 5th grade. So I had to learn how to use the toaster, small things like that, right? Mm-hmm. Pop-Tarts, things of that, right? Then I would walk to the bus stop, get on my bus, go to school, get back home, and then I had maybe about 2 hours before I had to be to football practice.
This was Jacunda, right?
No, this is Charles.
Oh, Charles? Yep. All right. So I was already gone by then.
Yeah, this is we were 10. About 10 years old. And so from that point, I had to fix myself something to eat before I went to football practice. So it was small stuff to microwave, right? Microwavable mac and cheese, ravioli, things of that sort. And then I would walk to practice with my buddies, and then I would get home and still be hungry, and she still wouldn't be home. So then I would probably just make the same thing over again, like another thing of ravioli. But that's me at 10 years old. There's people who are 30 that can't fucking do that.
That's crazy.
But it's more and more often. Like there are between 25 and 30, there are people that don't know how to iron a shirt.
It's because they don't want to learn. It's not because they can't. It's just they decide that they. So I look at it like, so maybe like when I took it into context one time.
But that goes back to our previous podcast too, the purposeful ignorance.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
The way I was able to take it into context and understand it and not be, I would say, not offend anyone, was I realized that in college, after my first year, I was off campus. I was learning how to do all that stuff. So I was really learning how to cook steak and I lived, in an apartment. So I went shopping and I went home and I cooked. And I tried to. I would say I attempted to try to cook. Yeah. There's been plenty of nights where the fire alarms come on and, things of that sort. But then you look at the people who've been on campus for 4 years, and they're going to the student union to go eat, or they're going to, the dining hall to eat. You're having your meal prepared for you all throughout college, right? You decide to stay in a dorm, so you don't pick up these cooking skills. You don't and I'll tell you, just that's when I learned how to cook. I picked up those skills when I was in college.
I think taking on responsibility is key to growing, and it's like we talked about with struggle. Intentionally putting yourself in situations where you're gonna struggle. Mm-hmm. Like you didn't know how to cook, you struggled at first, but that's good. That's struggling is beneficial.
Definitely.
And intentionally putting yourself and taking on responsibility is key to growth and change.
Definitely. And that's it in a nutshell. I guess that was very long, but
that's a big nutshell.
But so
I like the size
I didn't mean
of your
it
nutshell, man.
I didn't mean it in a negative way to say that women can't cook. I'm just saying I'm coming across more and more women who cannot or say they cannot. Well, I'm not the old school guy that's like, oh, well, she needs to be in the kitchen. She's the wife. I can cook my own damn meal. You don't need to cook
That's not
me
what
shit.
I heard earlier. You were saying
Hey, that's
when
definitely
I first
what it-
came in.
Anyway, let me call my wife up here so
Yeah,
y'all
right.
so y'all can relive that conversation.
You're right.
But it goes along too with guys. You can equate that with guys don't know how to fix cars.
Definitely.
Right?
Yeah.
Less and less
Exactly.
guys know how to do that.
Yeah.
Or to use power tools or something
Power
like that.
tools, to change a tire, to fucking,
Yeah.
change
I mean,
a
you
battery,
don't have
change
to
a
be a
headlight.
mechanic, but you
stuff-
should know the basics.
the basics
for
of
sure.
everything.
Yeah.
Definitely.
These are just lost skills that are being lost over generations.
Yeah.
Yeah. For sure.
All right. Yeah. So what's next? Are we done or are we moving forward? Are we finished? Or are we done?
No,
Finish or we done?
we have Me Too.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh well, real quick. Double D, you said you wanted to because we were at work and we were making a joke and one of our leaders came up and she was like, yeah, so you guys have a good holiday, and I was like, what holiday is it? And she was like, Valentine's Day, and then I was like,
Right.
and then
We're talking about getting
she
candy.
said get gifts or something like
Yeah.
that, and I was like, yeah, well, why would you buy your daughter gifts for something for Valentine's Day? And you were like, you do.
I
And
do,
was like,
yeah.
So why do you do that?
Because I do this with a lot with my daughters. I have two daughters, 16 and 14, and I think it's important as their father to show them what they should expect from a man, how they should expect to be treated from a boyfriend and later on their husband, and to set those standards so that they don't go to someone who is abusive to them or physically especially or verbally or emotionally abusive to them or treats them like shit. I just want to set that standard. So it's kind of a fine line of being a father / potential suitor, I guess. That's kind of old-fashioned terms,
Yeah.
but you understand what I mean.
Yeah, we get it though.
So it's like that love, obviously the love of a father, but also the showing them the love of what they should expect in a man, obviously devoid of the sexual aspect of it. Remove that.
You don't have to put that disclaimer out there.
I shouldn't think
You
so.
know how sometimes like I'll tell a story or Art will tell a story and we'll be like, yeah, well this, and you'll be like, yeah, we never thought that.
Yeah, I wouldn't have made that.
That would
was
be,
that,
we
one
wouldn't
of
have made
those?
that.
We would have
joke.
never made that jump.
Well, I'm just saying because you want to treat them, kind of court them in a way like you would a girl. Like I said, just to set an example of what kind of guys that they should go for.
So let me bring this up. So this isn't anything to refute what you're saying, but so my ex-girlfriend, her dad was always he was like that, right? And I think it's definitely something that's valuable for fathers to do. But I think this is where the issue was that lied between her and I. Her dad had maybe double digits, or close to double digits in children, but then he had like 5 different women. Okay. So I'm like, okay, so I think he was trying to overcompensate for all he did, and he was telling her, and so she was she's a big daddy's girl. My dad did this and that. Me, being a single male with no kids, I'm 31 years old and all. I'm like, I get that, but at the same time, look where it's coming from. Now, for me to look at it is different. Not saying, oh, I'm going to treat you bad, but everything that he downloaded on her that I should do, I was just like, did this guy really do all that stuff? Like, did he really do all of that?
It may have been everything that he wanted to do or failed to do.
Yes. And so, but she would always say it like, well, my dad, that's what start off sentences. And then now we're in this room and now it's like, honey, I don't want to talk about this right now because it's going to lead to something bad. Like I already know. It's like I'm talking through my teeth now. Like, let's go in the other room. But, so I always had like, I definitely respect, the notion in that point of view. But I had to get that off my chest.
So you couldn't live up to the standards set by her father.
I could have, but some of them were extreme. And I just always looked at it like, what is this guy like? What is he talking about? Like,
yeah,
like,
so,
like where is this coming from? Is this something that he wanted to be, or he knows that men should be, but he just never did it, and now he wants? Because karma could come around, man. I could treat his daughter like a piece of shit, and what is he going to do? He has to look at his life and say, well, I kind of, or I could be respectful to her in the manner I want to be respectful to her in, which is still treat her great, but it's not everything you fucking say goes. Like everything that you told her that a man should do, don't just look at me and expect for me to do everything because I'm looking at you like, come on, dude.
Yeah. Well, maybe obviously you guys aren't together, right?
No.
This is somebody in the past.
Yeah.
So you two just weren't meant to. Maybe she went on to find somebody that met those standards.
They're together-ish.
Yeah, we'll say that.
They're Ross and Rachel.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely Ross and Rachel.
Okay.
Friends.
We were on a break.
But I'm asking you, is there something wrong with my logic as to?
I think it all comes down to individuals, and like I was about to say, I think she's looking for someone that doesn't mind that, and I think you're looking for someone that isn't that.
Well, it's just.
Like it sounds like you two aren't syncing up on those, and if you don't sync up in a relationship, I don't know how that's gonna last.
But it's just the most like it's like he's shooting his shot out there. Pause.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It's a man has to pick you up walking up the stairs. He has to do. It's all the fairy tale shit.
Yeah.
And then I look at his life and I say,
well, I would never. I would never dissuade a father from raising his daughter like that, because I agree with that. Mm-hmm. So I actually kind of agree with this guy. But you're saying whenever you look at his life, it doesn't match up with that?
I'm like, it doesn't match up. So stop telling me your dad said this, your dad said this, your dad said this. At this point, I really don't give a shit what he said. I'm going to be a man and treat you how a man should treat a woman.
Well, as long as, I don't know, like... Guys, somebody's past is obviously, maybe they can get past that. So maybe he's changed. I don't know. That's not how I would live my life. Mm-hmm. But if this guy did, whatever. But I think the takeaway is what he instills in his daughter.
Yeah.
And if she expects those standards, then that's what she wants.
Can I interject real quick? Mm. Because you were alluding to this, and then I think you kind of came back to it. Or you kind of veered away from it, but who gives a fuck about how he was? Like, why? Like, your problem is you're saying he was being hypocritical, right?
Yeah, but he still does it. Like, I mean, I got other stuff. I'm not going to say it, but I mean,
no, but
like I just don't care.
I understand. I understand that, but you're holding somebody accountable for their past, whom you don't know. He may have grown, or he may not have. But just like Double D said, it's what he's downloading to his daughter, and not necessarily his own actions. Every parent is a hypocrite. I'm a hypocrite.
I get that, but
yeah, because you want to tell your kids, don't do what I did.
But the entire time, so if you raise her that way from the age from birth, so you're doing all this shit. Right? You're having all these children with all these different women. The entire time you're raising her and teaching her all this shit that a man should do. And I'm supposed to respect you.
Nobody said anything about you respecting him.
Respect her.
Well, no, I get that. But, like, I'm trying to understand. Like, she can't understand where I'm coming from on it.
That's because you don't need to come from there.
You're looking at the wrong thing.
You're focusing she's on pointing something. At the moon and you're looking at her finger. You're saying, yeah, well, I'm supposed to respect him. I'm supposed to listen to him. No, that's not the point.
You're not dating him. You're dating her.
Yeah, that's not the point of that. The point that she has embedded in her head now that a woman should be treated a certain way. That's what you do.
Which is
Just-
more
and
than
hold on,
reasonable.
Hold on. Despite like where she got it from, the point is that's what you have to deal with. Now what you're doing is saying, yeah, but you got it from somebody who didn't treat women that way. Who gives a fuck where she got it from? That's not the point.
I get it. I understand, but
That's kind of like whenever I look at the Bible, like if you don't look at any of the historical anything or even with faith, right? And you read it, there's still good information in it.
Right. There's still morality.
Regardless.
No,
Yeah.
I don't want to confuse this. Like, what I'm saying is, yes, I treat her well. Okay, I get that. I'm a man to her. But if my dad said that you have to jump on top of this fucking roof well, you know what? I'm not jumping on a roof. You understand what I'm saying? I don't give a shit. Like, I'm not jumping on this roof.
Does she ask you to jump on roofs?
No, but some of the things are just outrageous, and it's just like,
Give me an outrageous one.
Yeah, let's hear some
Let's
of this.
hear an outrageous, because it may not be outrageous.
oh, so you're just gonna put me on the spot?
Yeah.
That's what you guys are gonna do.
100%.
Let's hear it.
100%.
Let
Give
me
an
think of
outrageous
something.
one.
I can't say anything verbatim because
And you
it's
can't
been a
say
while.
jumping on the roof.
Yeah, it can't be. It's
It
been a
has
while.
to be a real one.
But say for instance, we'll go to the bitch conversation. There's no way that you should ever say the word bitch in regards to a woman. You can't say I'm bitching. You can't say I'm a bitch. You can't say that. You can't say it around me, period. Now, look how hard that is, right? You're watching television. Look at this bitch. She's such a bitch. And then you look at her and she has her arms folded like, my dad said, did you get the. And you're just like, oh my fucking goodness. Like, are you serious right now?
All right, so I'm not being a hypocrite here because, I use the word bitch too. I've used it several times on this podcast. But I can kind of see where she's coming from. Like, it's not that big of it. It's not that extreme.
I get it, but
it's not
like,
that extreme.
I don't think you should be referring to women as bitches in the first place.
You don't have
That's where
to
I'm
use the
coming
word. You don't
No.
have to use the word bitch.
Come on, guys. That's not what. No, I'm just saying, like say.
Well, don't use that example and then
The fuck? Maybe I should have used a different word.
Yeah,
it would have been.
totally.
No one
Exactly.
would know what the hell I'm talking about if I used a different word.
Yeah, but
Anyway, it's just
You put
it's-
yourself up there,
It's
man.
it's the true fairy tale horse and carriage treatment. It's the true fairy tale horse and carriage treatment that he's demanding, or not. I wouldn't say demanding, but he's teaching her that this is whatever. I didn't do this, but this
Now,
is what you
if
deserve
she-
because you're my daughter.
If she demands a horse and carriage, that may be going a little far.
it depends. If it's 12 o'clock, it's going to turn back into a pumpkin.
Yeah, true. So I guess there's
Guys are assholes.
there's that.
But I mean, I don't know. From my side, it's just you keep spewing that. Like if she wants to really know the things that my mother says, being a single parent who hates men.
She does hate me.
She hates men. If she wants to hear everything I have to keep saying, my mom said this and my mom said that a woman should, because my mom was very independent. She made a lot of money. She did her thing. If I try to download all that on her, I don't do that though.
It wouldn't end well for you.
I would personally, I would get annoyed by if she constantly says, "My dad said this, my dad said that."
said this. My brother
Does
said
she
this,
really
and
do
my
that?
dad said. And it's like, oh my goodness,
she
yeah.
does do
They
that.
both have perfect situations. Yeah, I'm gonna do exactly what these guys are doing, or what they said to do.
Yeah.
That was the whole spiel of this thing, and it gets annoying, and it's like, but even looking from as a guy, it's like my life wasn't like he has no to me to talk to me about whatever.
Are you all right?
I'm sorry, I'm upset.
Now,
I'm in my training, like my training day mode. You see, I'm out here like this, like Denzel, pointing.
I'm going to put cases on all you bitches.
Anyway,
But I have a little bit of a different philosophy when it comes to raising my daughter than Double D does. It's not really a give my daughter like a man should do this and a man should do that thing. I love how you just took my vape juice. You better not take it with you. I love how but it's not necessarily a man should do this and a man should do that, because I don't teach my daughter to be in a relationship. I teach my daughter how to be independent, and I teach my daughter to not expect anybody to do anything for you, because there was a lot of women and this is the reason why, because there's a lot of women that just, it's the princess complex. It's the princess thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not I don't subscribe to that channel.
Well, that's what this situation I'm explaining. She has the princess complex, if you want to put it that way.
But it's for a different reason. The reason why I have an issue with it is because it lacks accountability. And it's very important. In accountability is very important.
In what sense, though?
Well, it's kind of like spoiling your kid. It's just a different kind of spoil.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
That's precisely what it is. So it's not that kid's fault. We're going to use spoiling your kid because it's the same thing as lacking accountability, despite the sex or gender or whatever the hell it's called nowadays. But it's not the kid's fault that the table broke. It should have been able to hold him. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. No, it's the kid's fault that the table broke. The little fucker shouldn't have got on the table.
For being overweight?
Easy.
No, the little fucker shouldn't have got on the table.
Easy.
The little fucker shouldn't have got on the table.
Listen, you're being very hostile towards children right now.
Let me tell you something. If a little fucker jumps on my table, I'm going to tell the little fucker to get off. And if he breaks it, me and the parents got issues.
F.A., where you at? Come here.
That's my little fucker, though. No, but so the point that I'm making is, so I don't teach my daughter, like I'm not going to buy my daughter. I call her my Valentine, but just out of joking. Like I'm not going to buy her gifts like in different things like that. Like every once in a while we'll go to the store and she'll say, "Oh yeah, can I have this?" And yeah, you can have it. Or I'll get her something in different things like that. But it's not necessarily this is because this is how a man should treat you. Because I don't even think you should look at how a man should treat you like more than you should look at how you should treat yourself. Like, I'm teaching my daughter to be an adult. I'm teaching my daughter to be an independent woman. You know what I'm saying? Just like Lupe Fiasco said, I'm not going to make it hard for you. What did he say? I'm not going to make it hard to address, just really, 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 really hard to impress. You get what I'm saying?
You and these rap bars.
I love music. What do you want me to do?
That dude had like a one-hit wonder like 10 years ago.
I know. It was like a fucking skateboard.
Lupe? Yeah. Are you guys kidding me?
The skateboard one, right?
Are you guys?
I forget what it's called.
Kick and push or something. Kick push.
You think Lupe Fiasco his only good song is Kick Push?
He looks like a reptile to me.
No, we're not talking about
he had
his
a
looks.
one-hit wonder 10 years ago.
Yeah, he definitely is far from a one-hit wonder.
I don't know too much.
Far from it.
He must be underground hip hop.
Yeah.
No, he's real hip hop, but his is
he mainstream anymore?
I mean,
is he mainstream anymore? No, he definitely got way more than enough credibility to retire.
I'm just saying he's a one-hit wonder in the same way that other one-hit wonders. Just because he's hip hop or something doesn't mean that he's excluded from being a one-hit wonder.
So what do you mean by that then?
You don't know what a one-hit wonder is?
Obviously not. A one-hit wonder how? Because he had more than one hit. That's what I'm saying. So you can't be a one-hit wonder.
According to who?
According to Billboard, according to a lot of shit.
Is it according to Wikipedia?
Let's see. Hey, Google. How many top hits did Lupe Fiasco have?
Sorry, I don't understand.
Exactly.
Who the fuck is that?
Lupe what?
One. But, so I just wanted to move into this last segment, I guess, here, really briefly. Just wanted to touch upon some of the complications surrounding the Me Too movement and some of the behaviors of men and things that they were, I'm not going to say were once able to do, things that weren't frowned upon the way they are now. Okay. And writing this, I thought some of this stuff was hilarious, but just living in the time of day that we live in, you never know, right? So, I don't know if I should go now. If you guys are,
go ahead. I'm listening.
All right. So,
Superstar, I think, is the one I was thinking of.
No, you
oh,
said
that was a good one
with
Bruno Mars.
Yeah, no, that's
wait. Which one is that?
Superstars. Do you?
Okay, so he's made a point. He has multiple hits,
and he has Show Still Goes On. If you really want to talk about mainstream, the shit that comes on the radio,
he has like 3.
Show Must Go On. Life Story, Kick, Push,
I don't know any of
Superstar.
those.
We can.
Oh,
we
it's
can
not
go
even
on
the
a
one
lot.
with Lupe
But you
Fiasco.
also don't listen to rap. Like you listen to
I
older
listen
rap.
to the radio. No, well, I listen to the radio, and that's what I mean. When something is a one-hit wonder, it's popular with the general public.
Right.
So if I would know about it, that would be a one-hit wonder.
So basically, top 40, he's only had like one top 40 hit, you're saying?
That's
he
what I
had
think.
multiple. He had 3.
Okay.
I think by the time something like hip hop, if it hits my ears, I think it's probably pretty pop.
If you have 3, you have 1. That's not a lot.
It's more than one hit wonder. Oh, Till I Get There. That's still one of my favorite songs.
Never heard of any of these.
Me neither.
It's no surprise. But continue.
Anyway, so these are some of the things because I wanted to launch a segment on the podcast called No More, and we bring this to light to where we just talk about the things that are no longer acceptable, right? Being that we always talk about millennials, we talk about the shift in generation and how things are viewed and how things are judged now. So I just thought that would be interesting, but we'll run down a list of things. I really wrote this like I was writing for Seinfeld, and I was like in a fucking curled up in a fetal position, laughing so hard. And then when I told a few other people about them, they were like, "It's not funny, not at all."
Well, let's hear them.
All right, so friend hugs. Okay, you know what a friend hug is, right? You guys are really familiar with that, right?
Is that like the bro hug?
Yeah, but like with a woman,
Oh,
like a
It's-
friend
it's
of
the-
yours.
okay.
It's the space between
The space
you
between
as
you,
hug.
and it's like,
The
hey,
church-
Oh, okay.
It's usually the church hug.
Oh, the pastor pat.
that's yeah.
it's
okay.
like that.
No more of those. Cut that out. We can't.
No
do that.
more?
Can't do it anymore.
Okay.
All right. Good mornings at the workplace. Go ahead, just cut it on out. Can't do it anymore.
Cut it on out.
Just cut it on out. All right. Flirting, guys, you're setting yourself up for something when you flirt. We're just gonna cut flirting out the equation. Just go ahead and just eradicate it. Oh, this is a good one. You cannot ask. No longer can you ask. Did you do something to your hair? That right there is predatory. You
Oh,
will fucking
man.
can't do it.
Uh-oh.
That's
Like
no
predatory,
more.
like the predator.
Like Me Too is after your ass. Can't do it anymore.
You can't notice things about
You can't
women.
notice
Nothing
anything
physical.
about women.
Okay.
Nope.
Okay.
Okay. Eye contact, out the window. No more.
Too
guys.
aggressive.
Too aggressive.
Toxic
So,
I can see
masculinity.
that. I can see that being the case.
so you can only look at her from the top of her head to the instep of her foot.
No, but you have to skip the middle though, because you can't mistakenly.
You have to go the
she
roundabout.
Can't think that you're, yeah,
Yes.
you gotta like do like a C direction, but you have to turn your head completely.
Man, you look like Ray Charles over there.
Premarital sex without without a consent form and without a fingerprint, an inked fingerprint.
He almost spit his fucking water on me.
Told you. This is funny, right? Everyone thought it was so stupid. Okay, and then there's walking up in the club or like the bar area. You know how like before you used to just walk up and like just start dancing with them, and then if they were like feeling the groove, they would just dance with you or whatever. You didn't have to ask for consent. Like, hey, can I dance with you? So the walking up, just
Would
dancing.
you care to dance to this hip hop song?
Exactly.
May I have this dance?
I have this
You gotta
dance.
like bow to her.
And they're playing like Little John and shit.
To the walls.
Hello, my lady.
Oh, sweat drip off.
So no more walking up and dancing. No, absolutely no more shirtless activities. Forbidden.
No shirts for skins?
No shirts for skins. No landscaping in sweltering hot
Did you guys used
temperatures.
to do that in school? Shirts and skins?
No,
Always.
we did colors like the lightest versus the
Whoa.
darkest colors.
Easy.
If you were wearing a light shirt, like
Oh,
this is like,
okay.
That's why the white people at school always got dunked
I was like, I thought they outlawed that.
that came out wrong.
on. Reverse segregation in school. Reformative action.
Like we did that in my school. I don't know.
Yeah, playing basketball outside, jogging in the neighborhood, anything that cutting grass, no shirt, can't do it anymore, fellas.
Oh man.
No more. All right. Catcalling, we already know that's been out the
Like
window.
so, Skittles is just gonna stay at your house and do whatever she wants to.
Oh, This is a good one, guys, because a lot of guys probably would never take notice to this. You can no longer drive with just 2 fingers on the steering wheel.
2 fingers.
Yeah, you ever do that before? Like have them down
explain
here.
Explain that to me.
So
Yeah,
you have
'cause
your 2 fingers
I
at
actually do
the
that.
lowest
I
at
do
the
that
low
all
at the
time.
6 o'clock
No.
at the 6 o'clock part of the
Seriously?
steering wheel.
Like,
You just got
I
2
do
fingers.
3. Like maybe
Yeah,
like
I
5.
just-
Well,
just use 2.
3 too, because that's pretty adventurous for some girls. But they're going to misconstrue. They're going to misconstrue seeing those 2 fingers.
But you're not supposed to
And-
ride in the car with them anyway, so you're already breaking one rule.
You're right. You're right. You can't ride in the car with them any longer.
Yeah.
Without an escort.
Yes, but if you are,
Armed escort, like you got to have a Brinks officer.
Well, it's kind of sound like the old days where you couldn't be like where people were a bit more prudish and you couldn't be alone in the same room with a woman.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
Maybe
if,
going backwards.
if they happen to be in the passenger and it's just you two, okay,
Me-
2
hashtag
fingers on the
me
steering
too.
wheel, go 10 and 2, guys. Put yourself in. Don't kill yourself now. Okay.
Do people really drive 10 and 2?
They do.
I do.
They do.
Seriously.
All the time, yeah.
I drive
Wow.
like.
I've seen the way you drive. I've been in the car with you, Remorseless, and it terrifies the shit out of me.
How so?
Dude, you are a horrible driver. Horrible. Never again will I get in the car with
I'm a
you.
city driver. How am I a horrible driver?
Dude,
that's
are-
bullshit. Because I grew up in the city and I
You
drove
drive like an asshole.
I
You
drive.
fucking.
I drive
you
slow.
Drive like an asshole.
I drive slow
no,
as
but
hell.
You drive like an asshole though. You don't have to speed to drive like an asshole.
Okay, so how
You
do I drive
cut
like an
people off?
That's what you
sit-
did.
Yeah, oh no, I know I drive like
Right
an
in the middle
asshole,
of an
but I'm sitting here.
intersection.
I know I drive like an asshole, but I don't want him to try to say that
That's
I'm
bullshit.
the only
I
one.
didn't
on
cut
the
someone
road.
off driving like 10 miles an hour. I drive like a fucking
Bro,
like a
You
grandmother.
cut me off when we were following you.
Okay, that was one time. Relax.
No, it was every time.
It was every time. Every time he followed me, I cut him
When
off.
his turn signal came on, he automatically turned, no matter who was behind him. Wasn't that? Because we were sitting there like, what is he doing? He has to, and that was, and you only turn, and you only use your turn signal right as soon as you turn to switch lanes. You didn't use it to really turn.
All right, man. Let me finish these. Okay? No more.
different now.
No more
It's
from you.
different now.
Okay? All right, so we got through the steering wheel talk here, okay? Oh, taking your wallet, pulling it out the front pocket. Can't do it anymore, guys. Can't do it
Who
anymore.
puts their wallet in the front pocket?
There's some guys I know put their wallet in their front pocket. I always slip mine in the back, but if it could just look like the whip out. You don't want to. You don't want to go there. Okay, you don't want to go there. You can't pull your wallet out the front pocket in front of women.
You whip your dick. You whip your dick out through your
Whip
pocket.
your dick out. Whip your dick
Any
out.
of this movement in the front,
If
you
your
can't do it.
pockets are that close to the front of your pants, then
Well, everyone's wearing the skinny pant pocket.
is true.
Skinny pant
Skinny
jeans.
jeans. Quit playing
But they,
the
pocket
skinny
pool.
jeans.
and then they sag them. I don't understand the skinny jeans and the sag.
Yeah, it's
I
so
never,
weird.
I never got
Skinny
that
jeans
because
sag.
yeah, it doesn't make
Like
sense.
imagine
to
running
me.
from the police and you're just like this, moving like a fucking.
You look like Happy Feet.
Like a penguin.
yeah.
You look like Happy Feet.
Oh, last one. Okay, you can't stretch while standing up, guys, wearing a t-shirt. You can't. You just cannot stretch standing up wearing a t-shirt.
I'm gonna do that all day today.
You know why? Because it exposes the abdomen region. You can't do this anymore.
Oh,
okay,
man.
can't do it. Me Too is out here, guys. So these are the things you just cannot do. These are simple things that we thought that we once could do, you can no longer do.
Wow.
It's a lot, guys. So
I don't even know what to say about that.
take note.
I don't even think we need closers on that.
How do you
does anybody
date
have closers?
in this climate.
I don't know. We're trying to figure it out now. I am.
Wait, what?
I
You got a
am.
mouse in your pocket? We ain't figuring shit out.
Oh, you're not coming out to speed dating?
Oh, we're definitely coming. But I'm gonna do
This is not
everything on
happening,
that
you
list.
guys.
Huh?
It's
Speed
not
dating
happening.
is happening.
We
not
have
Why
to
not?
do it.
Come on, Double D.
Well, you said it was going to happen. It didn't happen.
It's
and
going
it's not
to
going
happen.
to happen.
What's your name going to be? Like on your name tag.
Robo Jock.
My name is going to be.
Robojock.
I'm going to abbreviate the first name, and then it's going to be like a period. So the first name is going to be P, or the abbreviation is going to be P, then it's going to be period, and it's going to be Enos. ENNIS.
It's like that one. It's like that one pig that's named Chris P. Bacon. I still think that's one of the best names ever.
Like, what can they say to you if you go to speed dating and you're just like, that's my name. Like, you want to see my ID? Like,
I don't know why. I've got this my whole life, my entire life.
Why does he
My
have a
name
sinus
is
issue?
Patrick Enos, and I don't understand what is so funny about this.
Patrick Enos is now a No Filters podcast character. He will come back. That was a great voice, Double D. That was a fantastic voice.
I don't understand what's going on.
Oh,
That
my
was great.
goodness.
Do we have closers? I mean, I don't really have one.
Negative.
Nah.
All right, Evening Energy strikes again. But I think it was a good podcast. And if you guys are against anything or don't like anything that we're talking about, just hit us up. Let us know. Send us messages. We'll talk about it on air and, get back to you as soon as we can, as fast as we can, and all of those other as we cans. But other than that, I mean, some things when you listen to us, whatever you hear, you may like it, you may hate it, you may agree, you may disagree. Some shit that you can relate to and some shit you just don't. But whatever it is, one thing that we can promise you is that it will always be no filter. Signing off, this is Remorseless.
Me, Double D.
Art.
All right, man. Thank you for
Hey
listening.
guys, Double D here, and let's face it, you're a loser. Yeah, yes you. You don't have any friends. And here's why this is a problem. Because after you've downloaded this episode and listened to it, you're going to love it so much, you're going to want to go out and download all the other episodes of No Filter from the EMP network. And then after you've listened to those, you're going to love this show so much, you're going to want to run out and tell all your friends about it. But guess what? You don't have any friends. So go out into the real world and make some friends. That way you can tell them all about it. And you can also tell them about our socials where you can hit us up. Hit us up at Twitter at network_EMP. Also on Instagram, EMP Network 412. And also on Facebook, you can like us, EMP Network, and share it with all your friends on there. You know, they say that they're your friends, but they're not your friends. So go out into the real world and make some friends, you weirdo.